Hi, if you like the video, please remember to subscribe.
Hi and welcome to the sorryday.co.uk frequently asked questions about the Nuvi 200, 250 and 270. Today what we're going to be looking at is how to reset your unit, what the SD card slot is for, can you change the voices, how can you avoid motorways, what happens when you get the charger screen up, how you can navigate to a place if you haven't got the address or the postcode, how to display the latitude and longitude, and how to use it for geocaching, how to put on the Garmin lock, and how to update your speed cameras, operating system and maps. You have to forgive me because my wife's in the room and she's just laughing because she thinks I sound really funny. Why are you laughing, darling? You can talk, you know. Why are you laughing? She can't talk. She's actually being sick. She's laughing so much. All right, but let's get on with it. So, one of the most common questions I ever get asked is when you've got a problem, how do you reset the unit? She's gone out of the room now, so that's okay. How do you reset the unit? Well, there's a couple of ways of doing it. If we just pop it off its case and have a look. First thing to do is, if you have a look on the bottom, on the left of the device, there's a little round sort of dot, and that's the reset button. If you press that, that'll do a soft reset. I've actually peeled back the sticker here so you can actually see that there is a button underneath. Now the other way to do it is to do a user data reset as well. Now it's a bit more complicated, but if you have any trouble with your GPS reception, the device doesn't seem to be working properly, and you need to just really almost start again from scratch. You do a data reset. Now this will remove your settings from the device as well, but before you tend to phone Garmin or do anything else, this is the first place to start. Now the way you do data reset is a bit different. You have to hold your thumb on the bottom right hand side of the screen and then turn it on, and then keep your thumb there. And it'll go through the boot up process, keeping your thumb in place. Here we go. There we go. Do you really want to erase all user data? And you would say yes, and then you'd have to put in your geographic location again. So in this case, sort of UK, etc. So there we go. Let's get into the device again. So that's how to reset it. So the other question would be, what's the SD card slot for? Let's see. There we go. So you can put SD card slots in the side of a Nuvi 200, 250, 260 or 270. It's for updating maps. If you download the maps, you put it in the SD card and put them in. But more importantly, and what you probably use it for, is viewing pictures. So if you take some pictures on your digital camera, put it into the Nuvi and you can have a look at them, or as I said before, buying a map update on SD card. So if we pop it in, make sure you get it in the right way. And then once you put an SD card in, if you press the little spanner button, you can go into the settings and have a look at the picture viewer, and there we go. And you can have a look at picture. I mean, it's quite cool, sort of. I mean, most digital cameras have a pretty good viewing option on the back anyway. Right, let's move on. What else have we got? Can you change the voice on the Garmin's? There's no funny voices or custom voices to download. Obviously you can change the language. So if we do let's get it talking. Okay. Just put it in demo mode. There we go. Okay, so obviously normally in Britain you'll have this voice.
3 miles, then enter roundabout.
But if you don't like that, the only real way you can change it is change it to the American voice. So let's put her on and see what she sounds like. So we go into the settings button at the bottom with the spanner, settings, remember now, language, voice. Let's go up with the up arrow. American
In
English.
point 2. In 400 feet, enter roundabout, then take third exit. Enter roundabout, then take third exit.
There we go. So you've got to decide whether that's a little bit better. I mean, hopefully Garmin are going to release some custom voices, but they haven't got anything planned anytime soon. Okay, what have we got next? Can I change the voice? How do I avoid motorways? Okay, so maybe you're going from here to, I don't know, Newcastle. So let's put in an address. In fact, let's put in a city. Spell the city. Okay, so we're going to Newcastle from London, but we don't want to use the motorways because maybe we'd turn a car.
Enter roundabout, then take
Or
third exit.
maybe you're you just don't like driving on motorways. So how do you do that? Well, you go into the settings, go into navigation, go into avoidances, and then if I just zoom in a little bit so you get a better view of it.
Enter roundabout, then take second exit.
See where it says major roads? Tick that, and now it's going to avoid motorways and major A roads as well. I mean, if you have a look through, there's quite a few different things you can avoid: toll rolls, ferries, car share lanes, anybody for London, that unpaved roads. That's really important to have that one tagged. So that's really good as well. While we're here as well, let's have a look at the route preferences.
2.4 miles, then turn left.
Let's just shut her up. In route preferences, you really always want to have faster time in using the car. If you use shorter distance, it will try and take you as the crow flies, so it can maybe take you down all sorts of nasty country roads, so always make sure that's on faster time. Okay, so that's how to avoid motorways. One real common problem that people have is they email me with problems where they get a funny screen coming up on their Nuvi when they attach it to a lead or something, and the screen they get is that one. Now when you plug your Nuvi into a USB lead into your computer, that's the screen you get. That will tell you it's in USB mode, so it's ready to communicate with the PC. Obviously you can't use it, and it's also charging. Now if you buy a aftermarket car lead or home charger, often you find it go into this screen, especially in-car chargers like cigarette lighter chargers for other makes, because the USB voltage is the wrong voltage. It'll charge it, but you won't be able to use it. Okay, so if you buy a USB lead for the car, a charger lead, and it comes up with that screen, it's charging it, but you can't use it. So make sure you get a Garmin lead. Okay, just let it boot up again. Okay, what have we got next? How do I navigate to a place if I don't have a address or a postcode? Say if you wanted to go to Heathrow Airport and obviously you didn't know the address or anything like that, you can actually find it via the points of interest screen. So what we do is we go where to, food, hotels, transit, obviously, aeroplane. It's an air transportation, and then it comes up with the closest ones, but we want to go to Heathrow, so we might as well spell it. So we press spell. So we put in Heathrow Airport, but suddenly you see the problem if you're trying to go somewhere like Heathrow Airport or Gatwick or any sort of large airport, and the fact that there's a load of different terminals. So how do you know which one it is? I mean, if you know the road it's on, that gives you a clue, but that's about it. The only way you can do it is if you tap on it, and then it goes into the details. So now it says London Heathrow Terminal 3 departures, gives you the phone number, etc. If that wasn't the one you wanted, we go into that one. So that's a really, really useful feature. But if you haven't used it before, obviously you've got petrol stations is probably the best one. Just watch out, they're not all there anymore because so many petrol stations have closed down. Okay, what have we next? Garmin Lock. Everybody, if you've got any sort of Garmin sat-nav device, should be using the Garmin Lock, which is your security feature. Remember, you've got lots of personal data in your sat-nav. You've got your home address and addresses of friends and where you're going. Imagine if you're on holiday, you parked up, somebody broke into your car where your sat-nav was in it, saw what your home address was, they could then use your sat-nav to go back to your house and rob you. So you definitely want to activate the Garmin Lock, which is a PIN system. So, settings, security, Garmin Lock's on my device. Flick it onto on, it'll ask you for a PIN number, which you repeat, then it'll ask you to go outside, and that's your safe, that's your security position. If you forget your PIN number, you return to your security position, and it'll unlock the devices that way as well. So make sure you choose somewhere that's easily accessible, and you'll remember. Okay, quite a few people who maybe use their devices for geocaching and that sort of thing want to know how do I display my latitude and longitude. Just tap on the little car. There you go, latitude and longitude, dead easy, eh? And you can save that as a favourite for access later. How can you use it for geocaching? Well, obviously, your geocaching, you're going to be using it on foot. So if you wanted to use it in geocaching mode, very simple. Let's just make sure we're in GPS simulator mode. And if you want to use it for geocaching, just go settings, navigation, route preference, and this is where we choose off-road. And then what happens now, if we choose where to, let's find petrol station, say, what you get instead of following the road is that lovely pink line on the screen. Imagine you're on foot now and you're going across some fields or along through a wood. All you would do is follow that pink line, and as you sort of walked along, it would guide you to the exact coordinates, not worrying about the highway code or anything like that. So it's really cool for geocaching. Just remember, you have to be walking for it to get a bearing. As soon as you stop, it doesn't know which way you're facing. So that's a really cool feature. What else have we got here? Right, people often say, how do I update my device as well? There's three main things you have to update on a sat-nav system if you want to. I mean, there's a big argument saying that if it's working all right, then don't bother. But you've got the points of interest or speed camera files. Obviously, you want them as up to date as possible. Now, if you go to Garmin's website, they're actually offering a free 30-day trial. So at least you can update your the speed cameras you've got there at the moment, and if you want to, you can subscribe, so you can download the speed cameras as often as you want. The next thing is the operating system, the thing that runs the maps. Again, if you go to Garmin and look for their web updater, again, you can update your Garmin operating system for free. Now, the maps are the things that often you don't get updated for free. Garmin are releasing their 2008 map set pretty soon, so it's going to be interesting to see whether they offer it as a free update for the people who have bought their sat-navs in the last sort of 6 months, a year. But otherwise, if you had a sat-nav that was a couple of years old and wanted to update it, you would have to buy the maps that way. What I'm going to do though is, if you could visit the website that's on the link that's on the bottom of the screen, just type that into your browser. I'll put on the front page, I'll put a link to all these instructions for how to update in your speed cameras, your operating system, and your maps on there as well, so you can check that. And probably last but not least, we'll look at is the one thing you can do to customise your Garmin is you can put custom vehicle icons on, which is quite fun. You download these from Garmin at Garmin Garage, and again, I'll put a link on the website so you see how to do that. But let's have a look. So we're going to settings, display, no, it's not there. Map, vehicle. Let's see what I've got. I've got a Land Rover, I've got a tank, and I've got a nice little sports car. Let's get the tank up. There he is. Okay, let's have a look at a tank trundling along on the Nuvi 200. There he goes. Okay, so there we go. So that just about wraps us up then for this little video netcast. So if you visit the site that's on the bottom of the screen, you'll find links to how to do all this stuff. And thanks for watching, and tune in next time.